Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and another puzzle by Refrigerator today, who's featured on the channel a couple of times. And I like the look of this. It's region, sum lines and Cryptic, and I will explain the rules to you in a minute. Don't forget that on Patreon we have all sorts of stuff. Every first of the month there's a new Sudoku hunt, and you can enter that till the 20th and get solution videos after that if you're a $3 a month patron. Just $3 a month, less than a coffee. And there's also our apps which feature line Sudoku and domino Sudoku, as well as, of course, Fog of War Sudoku and the Worms. They are great and we earnestly recommend them. We've got all sorts of things there to entertain you. Again, unbelievably good value. And you could support SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD, which is also in the links under the video. We do recommend that. Well, you could just engage with the videos. You could subscribe to the channel. That's free. You could like the videos. That helps us. You could leave comments, especially kind ones, especially supporting the constructors of these marvellous puzzles we bring you every day. So let's have a look at the rules of Crackers by Refrigerator, one of said marvellous constructors. Normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 will go in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. A blue line is divided by the box borders into segments which add up to the same sum. So those three will add up to the same as those three and the same as those three. This line branches. It's slightly different, isn't it? I suppose these do look a bit like Christmas crackers. Is that the crackers in the title? There's more. White dots separate consecutive digits. Black dots separate digits in a 1:2 ratio. I've got the pen tool on and off now. And I'm going to start, but you can try the puzzle on the first link under the video. You can look at the video length to guess how hard it is or get some idea how hard it was for me. And I'm starting now. Let's get cracking. Okay, I don't know where to start. So, I mean, there's a lot of equivalences. But what do they mean? And these lines look very interesting, which carry on in column 2. Okay, here's something I know. Yes, there's a parity thing going on, right. Now there's a secret that we sometimes are kind enough to share with you, that every row, column and box adds up to the same number, and we know what the number is, and we're prepared to tell you. It's 45. That's because 1 to 9 adds to 45. Now, that means the total of column 2 is odd. Now, I know that the total of these 6 cells is even, because if they add up to x, they add up to x. That's part of the line rule. And therefore, the total of these 3 cells is odd, because an odd total minus an even number gives an odd number. So the total of these 3 cells is odd. I also know that the total of these 2 cells is odd, because one of them is odd and one of them is even, given the white dot and the consecutiveness of the digits appearing on it. And therefore this cell is even. And exactly the same relationship seems to apply in column 7. So I'm marking this one down as even as well. And that's a shame. I was hoping to find out it was odd, because then there's only 2 candidates, 1 and 3. It's different when it's even. What we do know about every black dot is that it must have at least 1 even digit on it. What we know about every white dot, as I said, is that there's 1 odd and 1 even on it. Okay, so in the central box, which again we know adds up to 45, we've got a total of 14. I didn't mention the killer cages in the rules. They were mentioned in I'm so sorry. I'm sure you know that these 3 cells have to add to 14 and those have to add to 16. Sorry, I didn't scroll down on the rules. Numpty. Right, these add up to 31. One of them is an odd total and one of them is an even total. What does that mean? Does that mean something to you? it feels like there's something interesting in that. One of these trios has an odd total and one has an even total. Ah, I know which it is. Well, I don't yet, but I know I can work it out. Let's just colour these cells and these cells. So in this box, we know it adds up to 45. We know those have an even total of 16. So these have an odd total, which is specifically 29. These three, we've worked this out already, have an odd total because these in the column have an even total. So these three yellows have an even total, and that means it's the same as these three. So they're even, and these three have an odd total. Now, do we know that I don't think the black dot tells us about the odd total and what this cell is. But we now know that these have an odd total, these have an odd total, and these three also have an odd total, which we knew anyway. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, we worked out that these have an odd total. So considering this box, odd, odd, these are also an odd total. So are those and those. These ones that I made yellow over here, I should really make blue, because they are an even total. I'm going to get rid of these original blue dots because I'm now doing some markings in groups of 3. I might come back to remembering that those are individual even cells. But that's an even total, that's an even total, this is an odd total. Oh, we know that's an odd total as well. Now, we now know, I mean, this is getting very difficult to segregate what my marking means, but this group of cells is an odd total too. And this group of cells has an odd total. Okay, let's just change this up a bit. Anything in purple or orange is an odd total of 3 cells. Now, those two have an odd total because of the white dot. So that cell on its own, I'm really losing track of how to do anything here. I was trying to enable the letter tool there, I hit the wrong thing. This cell is even. We worked out that that cell's even. That cell's even. This is an even total, and those two add up to odd, so that one is odd. Those two add up to odd, so that one is odd. Those two add up to odd, so that one is odd. So we're finding a few individual digits and their parity. Again, 2 odd there, that one is even to get to the odd total for these 3. This is such an odd way of going, a strange way of going about a puzzle. That one we know as well, that's even too. So up here we found 2 evens. There must be an even on that white dot and an even on that white dot. That's all 4 evens. All of these 3 digits are individually odd, which I could have worked out from this column. Didn't think of that. Never mind. Those are all odd. I mean, okay, we're finding out a lot more than I expected about individual cells. I thought we would get to know about groups only, but we're finding out a bit more about individuals than I expected. Okay, over in this box, we've got an even and an odd. That's one of each. That's one of each. There's only one even for this cage. So this is made up of an even and 2 odds, and is indeed therefore an even total. Oh, I need a different colour along with blue, grey. I didn't really need to mark that, did I? Because it's in a cage that says 16. I don't know. Maybe I've gone about this the wrong way. There is every chance of that. Maybe I should have been doing calculations, but I don't know. Okay, here's something. Obviously, the total of this box, we know what it is the same as the total of this box. If you deduct 14 from that one and 16 from that one, the total of these cells is 2 greater than the total of these cells. But amongst those, these 2 blues are the same. So the total of these 3 cells is 2 greater than the total of these 3. Now what does that mean for the black dots? 2 greater. I don't know, and I don't know if it does mean anything. Goodness. Okay, what could it be? Let's posit a total for this group. The minimum here is a 1, 2, 3, that would be 6. Let's call it okay, 1, 2, 3 couldn't actually happen. Could 1, 2, 4? Yes, 4, 2, 1. Right, the minimum there is 7. So the maximum of these is 38. So the maximum for this group is 19, just as it is here. 33 in the box. That means the minimum for this group is 12. 12 and 12 there gives a maximum for those cells of 21. That's quite a high maximum. Let's try it the other way around. The maximum here is 4, 8, 9, 21. Interesting. That leaves 24 in the column. So the minimum for these strings of 3 is 12. The minimum for that is 12, 16. The maximum for this group of 3 is 29, but that is higher than what can be achieved, because this could be an 8, 4, and that could be a 9. Right, so that's limiting. 21 is the maximum there. 35, the minimum for this is 10. I think I did something wrong in my maths there. Certainly the minimum for this is 10. That's true. And what did we say the maximum was? 19. Oh, that's quite a wide spread. 10 to 19 for these blue trios. And therefore 21 to 12 for these orange trios. (21 to 12), leaving 21 to 3. That wouldn't be possible. 7 to 21 for this trio. I don't know. I don't know what I'm meant to be thinking about this. Bother. Those 3 odds add up to even, even, odd down here. This digit, if it's odd, it's a 3. It can't be a 1 because it would have 2s on both sides. I don't know. I mean, I could write in 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 here and 2, 4, 6, 8 here. I just don't know what good that does. Down this middle column, these cells add up to 28, because whatever that is plus that is 14. And that's got to be equivalent to that plus that. That's 28. These other 3 cells add up to 17. I don't know what that gets me. Nothing. New headache. Oh, that was individually odd, so I can trace around here. I hadn't seen this, sorry. Even there, odd there. Don't see how that particularly helps, but even and even there. These are even and odd. Oh, and I must know what this is, therefore they add up to odd. This is even. Okay, I've got 2 evens in this row. Don't know what to do with that. Do I know what this is? I doubt it very much. All I knew was this was 1 even and 2 odds. There's a 3rd even in the top row up here, but I don't know where the 4th one is. I just don't have enough information about the top stuff. I think one of these is odd and one is even of those 2 cells, but that's not really doing anything either. I think this was 2 stars on Logic Masters. It just makes me feel like a muppet. These are all odd because that's even, there's an even there and 2 evens up there. That's the full count. So those are all odd. Fourth odd here. So this is 2 evens and an odd. Yeah. And there's 2 evens up there. So these are all odd. Well, I mean, again, I'm finding more individual cells, but I don't see how they help. This had a minimum total of 7. That's gone out the window, I suppose. 9 is now the minimum total because they're all individually odd. That gives this a maximum total of 45 minus 9, 18. So this, well, 18 it's not because it adds up to an odd number. So it's got a maximum of 17. Actually, yes, that means 9 isn't possible here. So only 11, not 13, then 15, not 17, then 19. This adds up to 11, 15, or 19. Is there something about this relationship that I should be able to work out? Oh, there is. I'm so slow. 15 minutes in. Okay. We know that those 3 trios add up to 45, and that trio is the same as that. That means the total of this trio is the same as that. So we've got an effective blue line, again, coming through here. That is 2 crackers, isn't it? It's like the other cracker over this side. That's interesting. Because what I'm saying is, if those 3 trios add up to 45, one of them is replicated in total. That is the same as that. So in this box, those 2 plus the 3rd of the ones in column 2 are sitting here. Now these could be roped. They add up to the same odd total made up of 3 odd digits. There are 2 evens down here. Yes, roping will apply. There are 2 evens in this group of cells. Where do they appear in this box? They clearly don't appear there, so they do appear here. So those 3 digits include the same 2 evens, and therefore are the same 3 digits as appear there, because there's 2 evens and they're adding up to the same total. And those same 3 digits must appear up there. And that means that when you look for where this is in box 4, they've got to all be here, and then they'll all be here in box 7. And again, this will be another roped area here. So this is what we call roping, and braiding might be a slightly better term, but it works perfectly well as roping. That's very, very interesting. Similarly, over this side, I don't know, no, we don't have so many odds and evens. We don't know quite whether specific roping does work. We know that that's the same total as that. Oh, that is interesting. That means the total of this group of cells is 16. If that orange and that blue plus 16 add up to 45, that orange and that blue plus 16 add up to 45. I've been so slow to see this. That group of cells adds up to 16. This group of cells adds up to 16. In the column, 16 plus 16 is 32. This group of cells adds up to 13. Now, 8 and 4 on that black dot would leave a 1, which can't join by white dot, so it's not 8 and 4. 3 and 6 would leave a 4, which could be right. So let's sketch that in as one possibility. 4 and 2 would leave a 7 that can't join by white dot to 4 or 2. 2 and 1 would leave, I can't even do it, 10. That's not happening. So it is 4, 3, 6. I think we can do exactly the same process over here. Oh no, we don't know the total. We don't have the 16 total over here. We can't do exactly the same. So we've got to use these now. 4, 3, and 6. Right, what's this group of white cells that are all connected? They can't use 1 and 2 because you can't use 3. They can't use 5. They are 7, 8, 9. I'm putting 8 there, 7 and 9 in these cells. I know that this group of cells adds up to 16. So does this. So that's a 7, and that's a 1 down there. That's 9. These remaining ones in the box are 2 and 5. Oh, it's taken so long to get to this absolutely numptified area. Right. I don't think I've been brilliant here. I think I've taken 15 minutes to see what you could have seen in 1 or 2. So for once, the video length is a terrible guide, but there we go. This happens. 4 and 8 have come in. Now, how do I get these numbers? Right, I know that these add up to 16. That's how I start. Those add up to 14. That's 30. I should write the 1, 6 total there. This group adds up to 15 to make up the 45. So this group adds up to 15. This group adds up to 15. This group, we deduct 15 and 15 from 45, we get 15. So all of these trios add up to 15 as well, and so does this one, because we've got 30 so far in the box and we need to get to 45. Same here and here. Every trio of vertical cells in columns 1, 2, 3 adds up to 15. Every one that's separate in a box. Right, now on this black dot, if we had 8 and 4, we could have a 3 down there. Let's get rid of all the center marks. 8 and 4 and 3 would work. If it was 3 and 6, we would need another 6. That's not allowed. If it was 4 and 2, we would need a 7, which can't join by white dot to either of 4 or 2. And if it was 2 and 1, we would need a 12 or something. So it is 8, 4, 3. Now, the two evens are on this side. So this is 2 and 6, and to get the total up to 15, we need a 7. So it's 6 and 7 on the white dot, and 2 in the other cell. And 6 and 7 on the white dot there. We've got the roping, so we can bring the exact same digits into play. That's a 2. And the roping tells us that this is 3, 4, 8, and that is 3, 4 specifically on the white dot, and 8 there. And these sort of red flashed ones are 1, 5, 9, I think. Right, let's get rid of all the corner marks up there because they're just getting in the way now, and indeed of E and O. Right, good. Oh, no, let's not get rid of E and O. How did I know which was E and which was O? Because that's odd. In fact, I can do that. It's 5 and 4. Blindingly obvious again. 5, 4, not 4 there, 4 there, 3 there. Now, the even dot up here is 6 or 8. It's either 6 in that cell or 8 in that one. If it was 8 in that one, this would be 8, 7, 1. If it's 6 there, this would, oh, this can't be 5. This would have to be 7. So this is 7 or 8. If that's 8, this can't be 7 and is 9. So if this is 7, this can't be 6. So this would be 8. If that's 8, this can't be 9 because of the total of the set. So that is now an 8, 7 pair. And that digit is a 1. And we do have roping, 781, 781, 78 on the white dot and 1. I'm going to get rid of all of this colour. Done its job. And why not get rid of the grey as well? So that is 3, 4, 6. Once you've got roping in one set of digits, you have to have it in the others. And in fact, 3, 4, 6 there is telling me that's a 9, and that's sorting out the order of 8 and 7. And down here we've got 2, 5, 9. That one can't be a 2 by Sudoku. 3, 4, 6 in this group, and 2, 5 up here. That can't be a 3. Just looking across the row, that can't be a 4. Okay, that's probably enough there. Let's get rid of the corner marking there. So, it's a very good puzzle. I have not been clever at it, but I really admire it. It's so neat. I do see why it's 2 stars. I just wasn't getting it. Right, that is looking across the grid at a 7. So, what is this digit? It's not 4, 6, 7 or 8. Because of its position on this blue line, it's not 1 or 2. So I'm going to say 3, 5 or 9, which makes it odd. Is that interesting? Probably not. Oh, let's have a look at this black dot. Can't be 3, 6, because neither digit can be a 3. So we're selecting from 1, 2, 4, 8. That one is 1 or 2, since it sees 4 or 8. This one can't be 2 or 1, so this is a 4. And we know that the group of cells adds up to 15, so that's a 9. This is now not a 9, and that's quite exciting. This is either a 1, 2 pair or a pair adding up to 5. If it's 1, 2, it's that way round. If it's 1, 4, it's that way round. If it's 2, 3, that would be the 2 and that would be the 3. Oh, that wasn't quite as conclusive as I wanted. We've got a white dot here which needs an even digit on it, which is either 6 there or 8 there. We've got a total of 16. If 6 and 7 went together, that would be a 3. 6 and 5 would need another 5, that's no good. 8 and 7 is impossible. That can't be an 8 because this can't be 7 or 9. So that is a 6. This is now 5 or 7, but we've worked out that 5 doesn't work. So it is 6, 7 and 3. This is now a 5, which was to be expected. That's not a 1, 2 pair, so that's not a 2. This pair is 1 and 8, and they add up to 9. That sorts this cell. 5 can't be there. 1 and 8 there makes that a 2, and that a 3. We've got 4, 6, 7 to place in the central column. This digit is not allowed to be 6 or 7 or 3. It can't be 4 based on those. So it's 5 or 8. Not quite as helpful as hoped for. 7 is looking at that. 2 is looking at that. 3 is looking there, and 3 goes in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spot. Light proving its position. Right, that's a 4-9 pair. I can fill in 8 and 5. Can do everything in rows 2 and 3 now by the powers, the mystic powers of Sudoku. How about rows 4, 5, 6? I think it's the same deal. 1, 5, 9. Excellent. That's become a 1. That's interesting. Didn't expect that. Right. So this row, 1, 2, 9, 5, 6, that digit is a naked 8. Sees 3, 7, 4 in the column. That's the 3 in the row, that's 4. Then I can fill in these numbers. Then I can fill in this that I laboriously worked out its candidates, and that's finally paid off. The 5 that we got is looking across there. The 3 is looking here. Is this 6, 7 not done? That's become a 6. Good. That is 4 or 7, so is that. This is a 1. We've got a 4. Let's get rid of the remaining vestiges of colour. There we go, and we can fill in the last few digits, 7476, and that is the answer to crackers. What a very clever puzzle. Really, really neatly done. Not as difficult as I made it. I kind of wasted most of the first 15 minutes, but super. Oh, I should get rid of my line that I created here, but that was intriguing that it wasn't provided, but you could work it out. That's lovely, lovely, just really good. Thank you for watching us on Cracking the Cryptic. Do, as I say, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, please. And we'll see you again, I hope, tomorrow. Do come for more Sudoku fun. See you then. Bye for now.